And now, our host, Roald Dahl.
How are you? We have an idyllic little story tonight for your entertainment. It has to do with an undertaker and his friends. Now, I've often wondered, haven't you, what sort of a man the average undertaker really is. Is he a gentle, sensitive, generous person who undercharges madly because he cannot bear to profit from misfortune? Or is he a rapacious and sinister individual who reads the obituary columns in bed at night and broods all day upon the price of caskets? One doesn't know. And none of us are in any hurry to find out either, because we all figure, quite rightly, that we're bound to meet up with him in the end, just once, anyway. But funnily enough, I did find myself the other day being introduced to one of these gentlemen in someone's house, and as I shook hands with him, I saw his gaze traveling slowly down my body, from head to toe, and then back again. His eye measured my exact length to the nearest inch. Apparently it was just a habit, but it shook me rigid. Our play is called The Death Wish by Irving Gaynor Nyman, who wrote it originally as a thesis for his PhD, his doctorate of embalming. And you may be quite sure that it's way out.
Most men want to kill their wives. George Atterbury had wished his wife dead for some long time, but wishing had not made it so. The wish began to father the deed on a Friday, appropriately enough, at a funeral.
Do you know what this reminds me of, George?
Oh, now, honey.
It reminds me of a TV show. You know the one I mean. What's the name of it again?
Everything reminds you of a TV show.
Well, that's because they're so true to life. Don't you think that's the reason, George? Because they're so true to life. TV shows, I mean. What's the name of that show? You know the one I mean.
Hazel, we're here to mourn poor Oscar's death.
I know that, but it isn't as if he was a close friend here. I mean, he's just some fellow who worked at the office with you. That's it! The name of the TV show. Death is a certified public accountant.
Hazel?
Do you remember it now? How this girl is going up to see the body, and she lets out the scream, because it isn't her cousin from Tuscaloosa, like everybody said, but a total stranger. The body, I mean. Boy, I thought that was a howl. Didn't you? Or maybe you didn't see it.
No, I didn't see it.
George, you miss all the best ones. This one had what's his name in it? No, that's Oscar, all right. Come along, George. Boot Hill. You know, where the sheriff comes up to look at all the people he's killed. Boot Hill. That's what it reminded me of this afternoon out there at that cemetery. Although I must say that they had much nicer grass where Oscar went. Nicer than Boot Hill, I mean. George, what's the name of that sheriff? You know who I mean. Oh, George. George. Oh, I know his name as well as I know my own.
Sledgehammer?
No, he's the one who plays the part of that detective the girls are all so crazy about. Hey, George, look. Isn't that your favorite commercial? It is mine. You know, I think some of them are just silly. The commercials, I mean. But I do enjoy this one. George, look, quick. See? The boy is just getting ready to kiss the girl. And she just disappears. I think it's because she doesn't eat the right kind of cereal or some such thing, but I think it's so clever the way they do that. I mean, the way they just make her disappear like that.
Awfully clever.
I think so, too. Just bingo and she's gone. Just bingo and she just disappears.
Bingo.
You didn't think of his name yet, did you?
Who?
The sheriff. You know who I mean. He's one of my favorites. Isn't he yours? I mean, I just think that's the best TV show there is, don't you? Because it's so Don't you think so? Oh, I'll bet it's one of your favorites, too.
Would you really like to know my favorite?
I'll bet it's that talking cat. I think that's a howl.
No, my favorite is the one where the husband kills his wife simply because he can't stand listening to her anymore.
Oh, really? I didn't like that one at all. And you know why? Because it wasn't convincing. Listen, for a TV show to be really good, you've got to believe it could really happen in real life, don't you think so? Like the American Western shows, which after all are nothing more or less than American history. And you can't go more authentic. Where are you going, George?
I just thought I'd take a little walk.
Right now? Well, if you go right now, you're going to miss that show. You know the one I mean. Where they're all gangsters except the hero, who seems to be a gangster like the rest of them, only you know he isn't. It's very authentic. George! Well, it's based on official files.
It was on that Friday that George Atterbury made the decision to kill his wife. But having made the decision, he found that it was only the first of several that he would have to make. There was the question of method. There was no shortage of implements when it came to that. Any one of them would do. It was just a matter of making a decision. There was one problem, however, that was not so easily solved. Having done her in, and this he was fully determined to do, what do you do with the body?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Can I help you?
Well, no, not really. I was just curious. That sign in your window.
Yes?
It does say, "Let us dispose of the body," doesn't it?
Yes, that is our business.
Yes, I suppose so, but that's rather an odd way of putting it, isn't it?
I wouldn't say so.
Oh? Oh, well, thanks. Thanks anyway.
Mr. Atterbury, you sure we can't help you?
How do you know my name?
Now, you were here earlier in the day, weren't you?
Oh, yes.
It always pays to plan ahead. We never know when someone near and dear to us may be taken.
You know, that's right. It doesn't pay to wait till the last minute. And, you're an expert, aren't you?
Yes?
I mean that you're an expert in disposing of bodies. I mean burying people. I suppose there are a lot of things that you would have to know.
If you'll step this way, I think you'll be impressed with our selection.
Well, I'm just curious, mind you. Don't suppose anybody ever just walked in here with a body and asked you to dispose of it, did they?
That's our latest model. Look it over, check the quality points. The lining is all satin, and the cushion, plump the cushion.
It's foam rubber.
It would be simple for you, wouldn't it? I mean, you're equipped for the job. No one would ever question one body, more or less, would they?
Nobody ever has. Whom did you have in mind?
Nobody. Nobody in particular. Just a matter of general interest.
Now, that casket has been particularly popular with our clients this year. And I could show you a much wider selection in our catalog.
Well, no thanks. I'm just looking.
No obligation. Except, of course, the universal obligation.
What's that?
To die.
Oh, yes. There is that, isn't there? Well, I'd better be running along. Sorry to have wasted your time.
Not at all. We've just begun.
Well, it's a nice place you've got here. Good night. Say, isn't it unusual for a place of this sort to be open nights?
I think you'll find we're an unusual mortuary, Mr. Atterbury. But then, once I knew you were coming, I had to wait for you, didn't I?
That's very nice. You knew I was coming.
We don't solicit business. People die every day. It's not necessary to go out and look for clients. But I do think we can help you.
I didn't know I was coming myself.
Now, if it's a question of price, Mr. Atterbury, don't disturb yourself. Life is held so cheaply these days, we don't feel that death should be made more costly.
Now, look, Mr.
Petard.
Look, Mr. Petard, if you were waiting for me, you were waiting for the wrong man.
I don't think so. It's George, isn't it? Wife's name Hazel?
Yeah.
And you did nod to me this afternoon, now didn't you?
Oh, that? Well, no. As a matter of fact, you nodded to me.
I don't see what difference that makes.
I'm not sure I follow you.
We were discussing price. Let me get my current price list. Now, Mr. Atterbury, I strongly recommend our complete service, but if cost is of a paramount importance, there is, of course, our do-it-yourself kit.
Your what?
Our do-it-yourself kit. I recommend it just as a possible alternative.
I never heard of such a thing. Who do you think you're kidding?
Mr. Atterbury, I'm perfectly serious. I've never felt that, well, kidding, as you call it, is quite the thing in our profession.
You mean a person could just bury the corpse, deceased, all by himself?
Naturally, with the proper equipment. The kit contains everything that you would need. A plain pine box is included in the package price, and the unit stores easily in your basement until needed.
I never heard of such a thing.
Well, to tell you the truth, I've always had a little prejudice against it myself. It seems sort of, well, surreptitious.
You just take them out, dig a hole, and bury them?
Exactly.
Oh, no, wait a minute. You just can't bury somebody all by yourself. It's illegal.
Now, Mr. Atterbury. Of course it's illegal, but then, so is murder.
Murder?
You are planning to murder your wife, aren't you? Hazel, isn't it? Of course you are. And I think you've come to the right place.
Hello? Who? Where are you, George? You're missing the most wonderful show on the TV. It's all about this... What?
A surprise. I'm preparing a surprise for you, and I may be a little late. Hazel, did you hear me?
I said you called at a very inconvenient time, dear. Right in the middle of this TV show. You know, the one with the tall girl who sometimes plays a part in that other show. Where'd you say you were, George?
I didn't say. That's part of the surprise. I said that's part of the surprise, and would you turn that thing down a minute so you can hear me?
I hear you perfectly well, George, but it's very hard for a person to think of two things at once. So you'll be home soon, dear? That's good. You wouldn't want to miss the Invincibles, would you? Or is that on Mondays?
All right, dear. Just as long as you're not worried about me. Oh, you're not, huh? Then maybe you ought to be.
You interrupted a television program she's especially fond of, I gather.
She's especially fond of them all.
Yes, I know. This way, please.
How do you know?
No, what?
How about Hazel and her everlasting TV?
That's the cause of your unhappiness with her.
Well, I suppose that's behind it. But that still doesn't say how you happen to know so much about us.
We make it our business to know. Through here, please. Now, this is our workroom, where we like to handle special cases, like your own.
It's, cold in here.
Cold as death?
If you want to put it that way.
I see you're wondering about our special services.
I'm wondering about a lot of things. This certainly isn't a very ordinary funeral parlor.
No, it isn't. But then how would you know? Most people aren't interested in our profession until the moment comes to summon us. But then most people aren't interested in death. You are, though, aren't you, Mr. Atterbury?
Yes, we've established that. So I'm trusting to your discretion.
Secrets are perfectly safe here, aren't they, Charon? Charon, my assistant. Now then, Mr. Atterbury, you're interested in our complete service.
If I understand it. Yes.
In the complete service, we handle the death from the beginning to the end.
You know, I'm going along with you. But I find this whole thing hard to believe.
Well, our complete service isn't widely known, but it's hardly unique with us. It's a natural outgrowth of our work, well, which by its very nature is anticlimactic.
Anticlimactic?
It's all over by the time they send for us. I suppose it arises out of a sort of a professional jealousy. So many other professions are so much more directly involved. Well, they've done it, you see, and our work is reduced to a rather morbid, meaningless tidying up. How tall is your wife?
Hazel? I don't know. She comes to about, I guess about here on me.
Here on. We find it most satisfying to do the complete job. Well, most creative, if I may be permitted a small paradox. Of course, there are little frustrations, but, I suppose you've heard the old joke about how doctors bury their mistakes. Well, we funeral directors bury our triumphs.
What's he doing?
Just getting the size.
Why is he measuring me?
Well, you did say that your wife came to here, didn't you? Thank you, Charon. I think it would be best, Mr. Atterbury, if you leave the details to us. Now, just a couple of questions. The motive. You and your wife were unhappy together.
What business is that of yours?
Oh, come on now, Mr. Atterbury. We're not butchers. We like to feel that our work is directed to some constructive purpose.
Oh. Well, I don't know about her. I suppose in all fairness, she might find it hard listening to me all the time, but the opportunity never comes up. I'm certainly unhappy.
Careful, careful. That's Mrs. Harrison. And if I may say so, I beg your pardon, a splendid example. Isn't she lovely?
Yes.
There's no need to be so frightened. She's quite dead.
I assumed as much.
She looks fine.
Yes. Very natural.
Not really. She was most unhappy in life, dissatisfied with her husband in every respect. It was nag, 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 day and night. As a matter of fact, she was especially fond of the television, too.
You mean you did this? She's a complete service?
Well, I'd hardly be showing you a body just out of morbid interest. Yes, this is one of ours. Oh, Charon, you might select a suitable casket while we're signing the papers.
What papers?
Oh, just the necessary authorizations. Keeps everything legal.
Oh. All right. You mean to say her husband just dropped in one day the way I did?
Sign right here. Right here, please. Here we are. Right here. Well, they're quite in order. Line C. Line C. There we are. You look a little bit shaken, Mr. Atterbury. Why don't you try this? Here we are. Take this. That's fine. Yes. Ah, Charon. Look, isn't it a beauty? I don't suppose you'd care to try it on, just for size?
Try it on?
No, I suppose not. Most people are quite squeamish. Mrs. Harrison refused absolutely.
Why should I try it on?
Her words exactly. Poor unhappy woman. You know, when she came in here, she was absolutely convinced that the only solution to her problem was to kill her husband.
I'm not sure I follow you.
She only thought she wanted to kill her husband, but it goes much deeper than that. It's what the psychologists call the death wish. She was the unhappy one. She wanted to die.
You mean she came in here?
Seeking information, just as you did. But she would have been caught. This is no work for amateurs, even with our kit.
Oh. I feel kind of funny. What was in that drink?
She was the one with the death wish, you see. And it seemed foolish to have two deaths to accomplish one.
Wait a minute. Let me see those papers.
Just the necessary authorizations for your casket and burial. Oh, I arbitrarily put down a hearse and 5 cars. Will that be sufficient, do you think? I don't imagine you have many friends.
You're out of your mind.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
You're out of your mind. I'm getting out of here.
It's a bit late for that, Mr. Atterbury. If you really feel that it's wrong of us to do this on principle, I'm sorry. But I honestly can't see why. After all, you were quite willing to kill your wife, now weren't you? Come, Mr. Atterbury. You're robbing the occasion of its dignity. And dignity, after all, is the sine qua non of our profession. We're not used to forcing our services on people.
You know, you're out of your mind.
It's no use, Mr. Atterbury. No use at all.
About this TV show I thought was so good. I don't know if you saw it. Where this girl is going up to see the body. Just like we're doing. And she lets out this scream because it isn't her cousin from Tuscaloosa like everybody said. But a total stranger. The body, I mean. I thought it was a howl, didn't you? Or maybe you didn't see it. That's George, all right.
I don't think anyone would dispute the fact that the funeral parlor is a peculiarly American institution. There's nothing quite like it anywhere else in the world, I'm quite sure of that. And where my family comes from, far up in the north of Norway, they simply wouldn't believe that such things could go on. You see, up there, it's terrifically cold the whole time, and everything's frozen solid all the year round. So when somebody pops off, they simply sharpen his legs and hammer him into the ground, like an enormous nail. We'll have another one for you next week at the same time. Good night, and sleep well.
Makeup created by Dick Smith. Hairstyles by Ernest Adler.
This is Rod Serling, your guide for a unique odyssey in the Twilight Zone. Next on most of these stations.
This program was pre-recorded. Lowell Tremaine speaking.